A young man stands before a portrait of himself. It's so beautiful it makes him ache. And in that moment, he makes a wish that will destroy him. This is The Picture of Dorian Gray, Oscar Wilde's only novel. You think it's about vanity, and it is, but it's also about what happens when you try to hide your soul from the world. The portrait ages, Dorian doesn't, and every sin he commits shows up on the canvas instead of his face. Here's how it happens. Basil Hallward is a painter. He meets Dorian Gray at a party and becomes obsessed, not romantically, artistically. Dorian's beauty is the kind that stops conversation. Basil paints him, and it's the best work he's ever done. Then Lord Henry Wotton walks into the studio. Henry is brilliant, cynical, and dangerous. He talks the way a snake might if it went to Oxford. He tells Dorian that youth and beauty are the only things worth having, that they fade fast, that Dorian should live for pleasure, for sensation, for himself. Dorian looks at the finished portrait. He sees his own face frozen in perfection, and he says it out loud. I wish the painting would age instead of me. I'd give anything for that. The room goes cold. Basil laughs nervously. Henry smirks. Dorian doesn't realize he's just made a deal with something older than any of them. Years pass. Dorian stays 20. His face doesn't change. Not a line, not a shadow. He falls in love with an actress named Sybil Vane. She's young, poor, talented. She calls him Prince Charming. Dorian brings Henry and Basil to see her perform. That night, she's terrible, wooden, lifeless. Afterward, Dorian finds her backstage. She tells him she can't act anymore because now she knows what real love is, and pretending feels like lying. Dorian looks at her like she's broken a toy. He tells her, it's over. He walks out. The next morning he notices something. The portrait has changed, just slightly. A cruel twist at the corner of the mouth. A hardness in the eyes. That same day, he learns Sybil killed herself. Dorian feels something for about an hour. Then he locks the painting in his attic and decides to forget her. He devotes himself to pleasure, collecting art, rare books, perfumes, jewels. He goes to opium dens. He corrupts young men just by being near them. Families whisper his name like a curse. But his face stays perfect. The portrait, though, the portrait rots. The face in the painting grows cruel, then vicious, then monstrous. Wrinkles deepen. The eyes go dead. The mouth twists into something inhuman. Dorian can't stop looking at it. He hates it. He's addicted to it. It's the only honest thing in his life. Basil comes to see him. It's been years. Basil has heard the rumors. He wants to know if they're true. Dorian takes him upstairs. He shows him the portrait. Basil stares. He can barely recognize his own brushwork. He whispers that Dorian needs to pray, to repent, to change. Dorian picks up a knife and kills him. He feels nothing. He has the body dissolved in acid by a chemist he's blackmailed. Then he goes to an opium den to forget. A woman there recognizes him. Sybil's brother, James, has been hunting Dorian for years, but James sees Dorian's face and thinks he's too young. He lets him go. Dorian realizes the face is a perfect alibi. He can't be caught because he can't be recognized. But he's tired. He's so tired. One night, Dorian goes up to the attic. He stares at the portrait. It's hideous now. A demon wearing his face. He thinks about destroying it, about being free. He picks up the knife he used to kill Basil. He drives it into the canvas, into the heart of the painted figure. Downstairs, the servants hear a crash. They run upstairs and break down the door. On the floor is an old man, withered, wrinkled, grotesque. They only recognize him by his rings. On the wall, the portrait of Dorian Gray, young, perfect, untouched. Wilder wrote this book about the cost of hiding who you really are. About what happens when the surface stays beautiful, but the soul rots underneath. It's about performance and masks, and the prison of other people's eyes. If this story stayed with you, leave a comment with the book that unsettles you most, and subscribe if you'd like one of these every day. That's the story, ain't it? Now